Hey now moment, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with you as always. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here. And we just ask that you bring an open mind and an open heart to your listening experience. And to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality. While listening, you will be exposed to inspiring, empowering, and unifying perspectives that I'm highly confident will yield stellar results in your life if you opt to try them on for size. Also, if you're a longtime P-Head listener, you know I have been diligently working on producing episodes for my new late-night style, consciousness-elevating video talk show, Optimistic. Well, after a year plus in the making, I am thrilled to announce that we will be releasing Season 1's episodes weekly beginning March 15th, and I'm asking for your help to spread the love and to let your friends and family know about Optimistic when it's released. In exchange for taking a minute to share our Episode 1 teaser video on March 15th, or whenever you're hearing this, up through the end of April, we're giving you monthly memberships to not one, but two consciousness-expansive online content portals from two of my very favorite teachers and healers that are valued at over $50 a month, as well as entering your name into a drawing to win a free week at the Mystic Manor for a retreat immersion valued at $2,950, where the winner will be chosen in April. Otherwise, if you're interested in hearing more details about the rewards you'll receive for supporting, we'll send you a video that goes into detail when you text the word Mystic to the number 22999. You can also go to optimistic.tv to see several other videos, including the Optimistic show trailer and two videos that discuss the week-long retreat immersion, as well as details of what the Mystic Manor immersion entails and how you can book a week to come stay with us, even if you don't win the raffle. All right, all you positive heads, welcome, welcome. It is a magical Monday here in the studio, and I am excited to say I am not alone today. I have the lovely Erica De La Lour here with me, aka Hope, and she just stumbled into the podcast today. Hello, Hope. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
So good, and so good. And I'll share with you guys how this little collab happened today. As you guys know, from time to time, I have people sort of co-host, and a lot of times they're longtime friends, and they're here at the Mystic Manor, and I'm like, hey, why don't you jump on today or whatever? And in this case, Hope was here this weekend. We had the World of Love event here at the Mystic Manor, and she was here for that. And we really didn't connect that much there, maybe for a moment.
We did, for a very, just for a second
yeah, sure.
Something? We did actually connect very deeply in a moment. I asked you to go back the stars back up and come down because I want to record you. You were so interested for me with the crystal coming down, with that crystal, enlightened crystal. With my magic staff. Yes, and that was so powerful for me. When I saw you, I saw a vision. I envisioned you, and I said, I will understand this after, and I will.
Oh, you took video. That was you. I didn't remember that was you.
With my work phone, actually, with my work phone, which makes a big difference because there I just put content that I know I need to have them there to see and understand, to study, to meditate on it.
Wow.
And yes, and so I did this video of you coming down.
So real quick, that was, I was walking down the stairwell and I had my glowing crystal staff. I decided to just tote it around during the party.
With the best.
And with the Spirit Hoods, awesome Spirit Hoods jacket. And so it looks pretty epic. And so, I didn't remember that was you that had stopped me. Yeah. Okay. So Hope, this afternoon, before I normally record these in the morning typically, and I had a very busy Monday, and so Hope came back today to pick up something. She had left something here at the house, and then one thing led to another. We got talking. She started sharing some of her story, and she's just like beaming with inspiration and light and glowing. And so, we got talking, and she started sharing some of her story with me, and I was like, oh my gosh, this story is incredible. I'm about to record my podcast for today. I haven't figured out what I'm going to talk about. would you be willing to share? And here we are. And so, yeah, Hope has been on quite a journey. And I think what would probably be inspiring for people, most inspiring for them to hear sort of, you've been through some really, really intense things in your lifetime.
Yes.
And that's what struck me when you started telling me about your story, how glowy and like lit up you were with like just pure joy and, you know, such a light being. And then you're telling me about these super like heavy, dark things you went through in, you know, in childhood, and started, you know, telling me how it happened for you and not to you. And I'm like, okay, I got to bring you on, because of course, as you guys know, listening, I always talk about, you know, everything happens for you, not to you, et cetera, et cetera. And that's a challenging thing to apply, especially when you're talking about something really, really intense like what you went through. Yeah. So what I loved about, you know, hearing your story and then seeing that it truly wasn't affecting you, you know, in a way, and you'll share here in a moment, but, you know, it's a type of thing that would destroy a lot of people's lives.
Oh, yeah.
And instead, here's this light being in front of me, like so glowy, I can barely, like I need shades on. And so, yeah, if you would, Hope, maybe share a little bit about, you know, what happened to you, and, you know, how you have transmuted that. And then, of course, you know, you had a near-death experience that played into your journey as well. Maybe you can go into some of that, and where we're at and how you ended up here today.
Okay. First of all, thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much for having me here. I've been waiting for this moment my whole life.
Aww.
Yes, and this is very powerful. Being here is exactly confirmation of all the path that I've been going through. It's like enlightenment, right? So you asked me like,
you know, I always say, let me interject real quick. Enlightenment is like learning to lighten up. To me, I think the path to enlightenment is like literally getting light and playful and happy and laughing. And I think that's the path to enlightenment, is like laughter, being light. And so that's what I most noticed about you, is like, this person is like so light.
But there
right
is
now.
one thing, is like, okay, you know, I'm gonna just say like that, very straight. We talk a lot about light, okay, enlightenment and happy and laughs, but actually the biggest enlightenment is in darkness. And I am a pure proof of it.
Yeah, right.
Yes, because as you just said, I've been through, when we met, just like having these deep conversations that we had, being able to connect. What was one of the things that I shared with you? I just said that everything that I've been through brought me so much closer to light. That all the moments that I most suffered, I was seeing the possibility of light. In all these moments, if I wouldn't have gone through all these things, I wouldn't be nothing. I would be I would be completely nothing compared to what I am now. Right? So I think we should look more into this, you know, be less afraid of the darkness. Because I believe when you are something, you are afraid of darkness, what happens? You give the power of the negativity side, the negative side of this, to be that which is fearing, because you have a reason to fear.
Right.
But when you don't see that fear,
you
are in control of everything that you do, that you feel, your mind.
Yeah.
And you just need to understand that. So I did that. I understood that, okay, I've been through so many stuff, right? So I don't have to fear, for I know that this darkness brought me into the brightest light.
Well, what's so great about that statement is, you know, take the sort of the idea of what happens with a seed. Where is a seed planted? Deep in the soil, right? It's very dark.
It's very dark.
Very dark in the soil, and the seed is planted in that darkness. And over time, it sprouts within that darkness and comes and emerges into the light. Yeah. And there you see that beautiful flower bloom.
But you can let the flower bloom by seeing all the good sides of it. Mm-hmm. That's how I watered myself.
Yeah.
Okay, guys? Whoever is going through a very, very
dark time,
fucking dark time, that's how you do this. You always see the goodness in everything.
You seek it out, and that's how you transmute. That's how you transmute the lump of coal that's been served to you into a diamond.
It's pure. It's also pure. It's like you just see that goodness, and it's so powerful because it makes you not being afraid.
Yeah.
Because when you're afraid into the darkness, I wouldn't be alive, as you said. I didn't really understand until a time ago, because now I'm in this time where I am here in the now, and this now is the time to start this new path and inspire people in this biggest dimension that I could ever do. And that's why the universe put me with you.
Yeah.
So seeing the good in things, I understood that I could always see two sides, and I could focus in one side or the other.
Right.
It's very easy, actually. Mm-hmm. But you need to be consistent. And that starts to be a game.
Right.
Like, you're like, oh my God. You start to play with this situation. Oh, I was like, oh my God, I see this, but I see good things, but I'm looking at the bad things again. No, let's go back to the good things and see what happens. And then every time I was there, good things were happening. And I was forgetting about the negativity, and that wasn't hurting me anymore.
Right.
Yeah, and it becomes addictive.
Yeah.
And then
it becomes your habit, your new habit.
I learned how to tune my intuition, how to give that power to my intuition, how to water that plant of my intuition was it through this way. I realized that every time that people thought I was crazy, how can you think that? How can you see good in that? I'm like, I don't fucking care, bitch. That's my way of seeing things, like, excuse me. I mean, I can show you if you want, but apparently you have so many fears that you won't be able to see this word of things.
Right.
The word, So yeah. Okay,
so why don't you share? Yeah, why don't you share a little bit, and just so you guys can see and relate and see that this, you have earned the right to say, like, I am living proof that you can go through something super dark and come out the other side super light. And if you're willing, and you've never shared this with anyone in any public forum before, so this is sort of a big deal for you. But
which makes it more amazing.
Yes.
You see, I was fearing when he asked me, do you want to share? I feared. I was like, can I meditate on that for a second? Because I learned to never really step into something without thinking. And I learned that maybe I shouldn't always step into something so big without thinking, and meditate into something, which means just take that deep breath, and just feel your energy regarding what you're going to do. And what I could see was and then see how you feel about that thing that you're going to do. And everything that I could see was light and light, and an envision of taking the word, sharing this. It's gonna make a big impact, and maybe for that reason I never shared before.
Yeah,
saving everything for this moment, because for the first time on your podcast, I'm gonna be sharing something that people don't understand, how I smile after this, and on top of this, I'm grateful. Yeah. Okay. So,
right.
Well, yeah. I went through a lot of things in my life. That was what I told Brandon. I think I will never meet someone, and not making myself as a victim at all, but I think I will never meet someone in this human experience that had suffered so much in one person, so many things, and is still here talking to you. Because many times I thought, I'm a human. I thought about suiciding, or, those things came to my head. But I knew that there was a purpose for me. I believed in the universe. I knew that everything happened for a reason. And I want to see the outcome of it. So I never I'm not going to do this. I didn't do all these years. I'm not going to do now.
Right.
So yeah, with 9 years old, for example, one of the stories. When I was 9 years old, I loved nature. And I always want to be in contact to nature. And I went to the forest. I went inside a military reserve. How do you say that in English?
Maybe it was like government land or something.
Yes, exactly. And I was like, I want to go
in Brazil.
In Brazil, yeah. And I'm not going too much into details, but so I went to this forest, and I want to be close to the nature, to a river, and I just sat down in this little hill of stones that I found, and around was like this grass, you know, a little bit high grass. But when I was entering this forest, this wildness and nature, when I was entering this nature, I felt a presence of something. And I was too young, so I didn't really know what was happening, but I was already receiving it and being very sensitive to it, whatever. So I felt, and I want to do that. And I embraced it, and I did. But then I feel the grass moving, and then a guy jumps over me. And
you are 9 years old. You're in the middle of the forest. You're like hanging out playing, meditating.
Meditating. I want to feel like the earth. I want to...
You're literally... Yeah, that's what you said. You were kind of at 9 years old, to even be thinking of like meditating and being that aware is pretty interesting in itself.
Yes.
And then you're sitting there doing this, and...
I was always like that. Yeah. I have it like, we can do thousands of other podcasts just about situations that I was already doing when I was young, like 3-4 years old.
Wow.
Or when I was like very quick, I was always like touching my skin and my hands, like doing like this. How is this?
Just kind of rubbing your fingers
rubbing
and thumbs together.
And touching like my skin and feeling like, what is this? Always asking, why do I have this?
Right. Why
my mom like opened the door of the room, and I was like, trying to understand, and I have this until today. Like I feel like we're kind of trapped here
in your body.
And we are energy. Yeah. And what are we doing? That's so weird. And I'm like,
what is this body?
What is this? So with 9 years old, I was there, and then I felt this presence, and then this guy jumped over me, and
he was an adult.
I didn't know he was covered. He has his face covered.
Oh wow, he's wearing like a mask. Oh wow.
Yeah, I might feel or cry. That doesn't matter. Or even suffer in the moment. I embrace this. And I'm so grateful because this made me who I am. And have this story to share and inspire so many people. Yeah. Wow. So, he jumped over me, and he put my face into the ground, and turning my face so I don't see him, and he had this blade that I don't know how he made like his two fingers together like a gun,
with a blade on it,
like a blade on it, and he put inside my throat, and he said, if you scream, I cut it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So this was how it started, and he dragged me into the woods, and he blindfolded me. Yeah, and he was walking with me with a knife in my neck, from the back, from a distance.
Yeah,
and just guiding me into this really. Then it starts the trees. The trees, really big trees, high trees,
dense
and I was into trees. I could see still there because he didn't blindfold me there. He blindfolded me after, and then he took my clothes off, and he blindfolded me with my own clothes, and he tied me, and he put me into hell.
Oh, man.
He tortured me so much.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. It was very traumatizing. I had to live with many traumas during my life because of that.
Wow.
That I cannot even imagine. In all constellations possible.
Wow.
I had a trauma. Even the reflection of my family regarding that wasn't the best.
Wow.
I had the hell in every corner of my life. Yes. So
he basically tortured you.
He cut me. He with his knife, my body, blood. I think he was very attracted to blood, or I don't know where I landed.
Yeah.
It was like a psycho thing.
Yeah.
And I was always very connected spiritually since I was born. Because since I was born, you want to know? So there's another little story. Since I was born, I had an accident as well. And I've been through a lot since I was born. And I believe that every time, like every year, many times I come close to death.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
how about we take that story and say, in the past, every year I came close to death, and now
every year I come close to life and enlightenment. But that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly the purpose of everything that you guys going through. But you need to embrace, otherwise you don't see the reason of it, and then you're lost.
Yeah.
You can't be lost. You need to believe. You need to get in there and be like, okay, this is for me.
Yeah.
This is not to me, this is for me. And that's why I was very scared when you said that, because I'm always saying the same thing. So, so when I was young, I also had like so many things. I swallow like the stones of my mom's rings, like the rings with the huge stones I swallow, and I couldn't breathe anymore. And I was a baby. I was like 2 years old, 1.5. So I went to the hospital and I ended up surviving. Or when I was like a few months old, my father was a professional trampolist. Yeah. And he had this huge pool, very deep, right? And my mom was like, close the gate, otherwise Eric is gonna go there, and then you close the gate. Okay, already closed. But he didn't. And where is Erica? She sees from the window, from the house, like far. Oh my God. And I was already in the pool. So my mom goes and takes, so a lot of things, right, happen all the time. And I think this build up a very high sensitivity in me. And that's why I say to you guys as well, like when you're going through these things, take advantage of it. It's like you are actually building up resistance. Don't give up, It's like everything is so clear if you think about it.
Well, what you shared with me, so this guy had you tied up and torturing and raping and for days, how long was it?
It was like let's say a day, a day, because it starts for about a time, and then let's say for a day. And so what I was saying is about the sensitivity is like, in that moment, for me, I feared, but I had a feeling. I know it's crazy because it's a kid. How can you tell a kid to not fear? I really had that, like, you are here. I even started to see how you see your mind knows what you have to do when you are connected to the universe. It doesn't matter your age, because you can come here already super connected with the universe, and you're here to develop other things, right? And I was there, imagine that, to not suffer so much as a movie. And that this would be a great story.
Wow. You thought of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you shared with me that while you were blindfolded, you started using your imagination to get out of it.
To get out of it, kind of. I started to play with my mind. Like when because it threw me like many places. It threw me in a place full of insects that was like ants. And it was so painful. And he raped me there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was very... Oh my God, I just said. He raped me, yeah. Wow. You see, I'm so in tune with this moment that I just shared something that I don't know how many people even know. I get every time more confident about talking about this because I understand my past. I understand that everything that I've been through was made for this moment. Yeah. Yes. Let's breathe one time, okay? Everybody together. It's okay. It's okay because that's now where it goes. It's like, it is okay, Don't feed the darkness.
So you imagined in that moment getting out of it and him letting you go.
So so what happened is I was there sitting there, and sometimes he disappeared. I don't know. I was 9, so I have also a lot of other traumas. So it's kind of difficult sometimes to make sure what was it. But I remember me sitting there, and I couldn't see anything, and I started to pray. Right? Pray. In my view, I was praying for God. But I was saying, please, I don't want to die. And then what can I do? Mm-hmm. How should I be? Mm. Teach me, guide me. That was like my feelings. Please, someone guide me. And then I hear this voice. Trust the universe.
Mm. Wow.
Just trust. And in that moment, and many times this is not a voice exactly, but it's like you feel a message, it's a voice in turn in your head, you know? And every time I hear this message, it's like, so it says, just trust it. It's happening for a reason. Everything will end up, just believe in it. And I did. I was like, I saw myself going.
You started envisioning yourself
I envisioned,
getting out of it.
myself going. I was like, what do I have to do? I said, believe. Believe in what? That I'm going. I connected the things. And I was just there like, I'm going, I will go. I'm going. I'm going, I will go, I'm going. And after all this, I was totally in blood. And I was calm. I became very calm. And then he said to me, I even thought, is he really talking to me or this is my mind again?
Yeah.
And then he came and he said, listen, I will let you go. I was already raped. I was already tortured.
Wow.
Yeah, because I couldn't not scream as he asked, you know. And he said, every time you scream, I'm going to cut you. I had my full body cut.
Wow.
Yeah, so... okay, so he said to me, I'll let you go. I'll count until 60. You count until 60. And when you finish counting until 60, you can go. For one moment, I remember, I was like, oh my God, this is a trap. I was very smart. Like, oh, this is a trap. Just like these movies where the person stand up and then the person got shot, you know? Yeah. And then the first moment I thought that, I was like, no, don't do this. You're breaking your envision, you know? And then I see myself going, you know? And then I count, and I was untied by this time. He untied me, and I took off my blindfold. I took off my blindfold. I saw where I was. It was horrible. By the way, on the way when we were walking there, he made me go and cross through a path where there was a dead sheep. And she was cut in the middle.
Oh,
and I passed.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, where I'm going, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was looking for the way, like I said, okay, I'm going to stand up now. So I was like, okay, I will stand up and I will go. And he was gone.
Wow.
And I run. And I was like, where am I? I don't know how to go back. I'm going to die. I knew in that age that I was losing blood and I could die.
Wow.
I was like, I'm going to die. I'm not well. What I'm going to do? I'm not going to survive. And then I said, stop thinking like that. You're fearing again. All the time, you know, in my head. And then I said, no, I'm going to find. And then the moment that I believed that I would find the way, I remembered the sheep, the animal. And then I remember more and more. And then I found the sheep and I passed. And I went and I arrived home.
Wow.
Yeah, this was one of the things. But that's just like 2% of my life.
Jeez. So let's fast forward a little bit. Then you had an experience. Well, before we do fast forward, I do have a question that I haven't asked you yet. Did they ever catch the guy?
No.
No.
I had to go through the worst moments also, like trying to recognize different guys, even like by their touch. And that was very impressive. I would like to share this because it's like I realized who I was by all these little details. Like there was a question, would you be okay with having the touch of those guys, for example, to know if, or something, to recognize the guy? I know how difficult that would be, but I said yes.
Wow.
You know? And I was like, I can do this, but they never come.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
Everyone that I tell my friends, I would kill this guy. I'm like, please don't.
Wow.
Please don't, because if I would see this guy today, I really would thank him.
Wow.
Because he needs love. Mm-hmm. He's lost.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
I don't take that personal.
Mm. Wow.
I would give him a hug. People say that I'm a good hugger.
Oh,
That I taught them how to hug and stuff. Even people that I met here, I was like, really, you saying this? I thought you...
Wow.
And everything that I actually want to do, it's giving him a good hug.
Oh, wow.
You know, and say it's okay.
Yeah.
I forgive you because there is love. There is love in earth, and we can... I can do this.
Choose love.
I choose forgiveness. Yeah. I want to vibrate in the highest frequency. My friend says, you're going to be like, the first guy that landed in the moon, which I don't really believe so much about that. But you're going to be the first woman or person that stepped in the new dimension. I was like, wow, that was a good one. That's awesome. My friend Carolina and Camila, they say that all the time. They're amazing. So there was this other thing.
Okay, let's fast forward a little bit.
So there was then a lot of things happened. So there was this other thing that I went through that was an accident. I fell from the stairs. It was really bad in concrete. Very high. And
now, when was this?
This was 5 years ago, 21st of November in 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, I was reborn there. Like, was not going to details. I fell and all my ribs broke and perforated my lungs. Ooh. And a lot of things like brain damage, and I don't know how I'm alive, right? Like, they don't know how I'm alive. And when So I fell, and then I got into the hospital, and they were like, surgery room number 4, like running with me like a movie again. And I'm like, okay, here I go again in a movie. Because so many things, right, happen. I'm like, of course, this had to happen also in my life. I'm dying. Because I realized what I just had. And I tried, when I landed, I was like, I tried to breathe and move, and I couldn't. That's insane when it happens with you. You see that in a movie, but when it happens with you, you're like, what? That's me right now in this situation? And I'm dying. I'm alive. And they arrived and they brought me to the hospital, and they were like running. I understood that my life was almost gone. And then I got in this emergency surgery, right? And this lady, she was a doctor, and it was a lady, and the doctor was a lady. And before, I had no power, but I managed to grab her hand and look in her eyes. I just needed her eyes. I didn't need her words. I just want to make that question and look into her eyes. I can read eyes, like mind, whatever. And I know this, especially from that moment. And I asked her, please be honest to me. I couldn't really speak. And in that moment, words came out of my mouth. And I said, am I going to survive? And she looked at me. And she said, we will try our best.
Wow.
I was like, in her eyes, I saw everything. Yeah. I was dead.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was fearing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. I have so much to accomplish here.
Yeah.
I can't die.
Yeah.
And that was one moment very important, like to understand for real again a memory, like from who you are and what you came here for. I needed that. And then I was in the surgery room, and then I just remember the mask, this gas mask coming into my face above. And I realized, oh my God, this might be my last breath. And then, again, like that 9 years old, that voice, don't think like that. You're attracting this. Change your mind. And I was like so confused because there was not so much time between the first breath and all this. I had to do that like express, like manifest and express. Let's do this. Okay, I got this, bitches. And I was like, okay, I'm coming back. I see this. I'm not ready to die. This is just meant to be. Where I'm going now, it's going to be a journey. I'm like, I started, and then I was gone. Wow. In the surgery. And then in this moment, I went to another place.
You left your body essentially.
I don't even know if I left my body or not. I don't care about that.
Yeah, you were.
It's I was just where I came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing. I can't believe I'm sharing this here right now with the whole word. I trained this word so badly. Word is so difficult. Okay, so yeah, guys, it's very crazy, but
So you basically were having like a near-death experience now.
Yeah, and then after they told me that I didn't clinically die, but they were like there, that I died like, and they brought me back. They don't know how I didn't finish my death.
Your journey.
Into
So what
death.
happened to you during this time where you were now feeling like you reemerged back to where you came from, as you put it? What was your experience when you were there?
Okay. So it was like if I would open my eyes, I was open like my existence. Okay, I plugged in somewhere. Okay, and there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing. But there was everything. There was no people, but I could make them be people. Intention. I could transform anything in anything. And there was no feeling of anything negative. It was as William would say, this friend of mine that I just met here, he used a term that I would use for the name of my movie, out mind. Yes, it was a place out mind. And I saw a lot of, then when I felt my presence. I acknowledged I was somewhere. I start seeing everything. Energy. Colors. Even without the colors being there, I saw them. Do you understand? It's so complete and unique. It's just everything. You're like, as you land in the matter. It's a supernova, you are in there. Okay, so I start to, my mind, my existence start to ask. And then questions came and things started to speak to me in my mind exactly the same way that they were speaking before when I was 9, the same way that before I went in the surgery and, and that kind of a vibe. And then things started to answer me. And it was like a download of things. Like, imagine you have a laptop and you have this USB full of information and you everything. And I saw everything like in a glimpse of light. I understood everything. Like where we come from, what we're here for. Oh, I shake. What we're here for, what I was doing there. And they told me, I asked it like, is this that? And they were partially yes. But you had to disconnect. You had to go through everything that you have been through to be here. You earned it.
Wow.
And I said, I knew it. I was like reacting as a human, as a human mind. I was like, I knew this, bitches. Kind of it totally impressed, but I was like crying, but there was no me. Okay? And I cried. I was like, I know this. I believed in it, and it wasn't crazy. It wasn't like, it is real. It exists. And I'm here. Wow. And then we start talking. Like this thing came into my humanic understanding, right? Because that's where I was going back to. Because that's what they say. You're going back. And you're going to share everything that you saw here. And you will find answers even for the things that you don't have because you are all the time being guided by us. Do you remember when this happened? Things that I not even remember. We were there. This was there. You were there. Everything is meant to be. So they told me a lot of things. And one of the things is that I was sent here, as many other people in this human experience were sent here at this time to help Earth develop into a new dimension, a dimension of love. And they told me so many things. And I realized that everything is connected. They said, you think you're crazy? All these connections that you've been doing your whole life, that everybody says like, wow, you really look into the details. Like, how can that have a reason for you? Like, that's the way.
Everything is a reflection.
Yes, and everything is for you. So everything that is around you, like everything, even the way this cable is laying here right now, it's like you can find a reason. And it's just up to you to do this, to be that person who is always doing this. And look what is going to come out. When you do this, you're going to inspire people and you're going to make them remember. That's why you are hope. But you're not hope as a doubt. You are hope as a person. It's your name. There is no doubt in this hope. It's just showing that there is it. And that's why you're going to go back and you would just flow. And I'm like, what do you mean we flow? You don't have to worry about anything. Nothing.
Trust the universe.
Trust the universe. And here I am in LA and traveling the whole world, actually, before 65 countries, speaking like about 10 languages.
Wow.
I can communicate myself like in 12 languages.
Wow.
But this was all meant to be. I never understood, why can I speak so many languages? Like, okay, because you are a messenger and you have to speak in all languages.
So you miraculously came back. You end up here in LA. You end up at the World of Love event the other night here at the Mystic Manor. Then you end up forgetting your coat. So you come back to get your coat.
Which I was going to do last night.
Yeah.
But I decided not to. I meditate with choosing something else. I said, maybe I go to a friend's place. It's 1 a.m., but I know I'm going to go to this friend's place and I'm going to just do this tomorrow with this dress. Because I thought about just dropping here, look at this. These are choices. Every choice you make is a moment to meditate. I wish I would see everyone like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Let's meditate about that before. Like, this is the next level. And it is possible because I do it. And I was never able to speak like this. This podcast just came in the right time. Because if it would be like a year before, I wouldn't be able to embrace and understand who I am.
Yeah. And before we continue on, I'd like to take a quick moment to announce to you guys that we have a new sponsor of the Positive Head podcast, Mack Weldon. As you guys know, I've been very selective about sponsors over the years, only working with a select few that I truly align with. So when Mack Weldon first reached out to me about sponsoring Positive Head, and I saw that they were claiming to make intelligently designed men's basics such as underwear, socks, t-shirts, sweatpants, made from premium fabrics that are also super comfy, I was intrigued. The reason being is because the running joke in my family my whole life has been that you will never see me in anything that isn't super cozy, which, if you ask my mom, has led to many, many embarrassing fancy restaurant dinners with me wearing old sweatpants. So I was intrigued enough that I ordered 4 items to try them out. And when I received them, I knew I had instantly found a new favorite go-to for my basics. My mom is going to be ecstatic to hear their claim that their Ace sweatpants are a modern upgrade for your favorite sweatpants. It's a totally legitimate claim. They are definitely way more comfy and stylish than my old ones, and I've never looked better at dinner. I intend personally to order them in every color, and of course, since they are super high quality, they do cost a little more than your Walmart standard basics. However, luckily for all UP heads, they are giving all Positive Head listeners 20% off when you go to macweldon.com and use the code POSITIVEHEAD, all one word. That's spelled MACKWELDON.com. I highly recommend trying them out or ordering them for your partner or spouse. You have my 111% guarantee that your mother or mother-in-law will thank you profusely at the next family dinner. We started talking and you started sharing with me, before you shared all these wild experiences that have made you who you are, you started sharing with me that, all of a sudden, first you just shared with me, look, I've had some really powerful, profound experiences in my life. And then in the last month or so, all of a sudden I'm getting all this viral attention.
The word is working to make this happen. Now is the time.
Yeah.
Also because, exactly, when I was there, they made me understand that Earth now, this planet, is in urge. Wow, there's another podcast, actually. But it's to talk only about that. Because there's something happening that we urge, and it came thanks to the universe and right in time of our highest level of consciousness that we are experiencing right now, according everything that the Maya calendar, everything. So we are in this time of the awakening. They told me this. This is how I know that I've been really there, because when I came back, I was like, wow, that was a hell of a whole trip. Wow. But I was like, how do I know if this is true or not? And I started to Google the things that I learned there that I didn't know before. And I was like, that was a moment for me. I was like, oh my God, if this is all bullshit, that was not true. It was everything real. Wow. Then I understood. Okay. So, where were we?
Well, so when we first started connecting this afternoon, you had said, look, I've in the last month or so, first off, I was just observing how light and glowing and positive, and the energy coming off of you is just like emanating so powerfully. And so, we were talking, and then you shared like, look, I know I'm here to help wake up humanity, and I've had all these things that I've transmuted the darkness into light. And about a month ago, some circumstances led to all of a sudden me having a viral video and 30,000 new Instagram followers in a few weeks, and I'm trying to figure out how to do it, what to do with it, and how to get my message out there, and I want to share with people. And so you started sharing all this, and of course I'm like, well, that's you didn't even know I was doing a podcast or anything.
I don't even know who you were.
And I'm like, well, maybe I can help you get your message out. And so here we are, and it's just like, it's such a, the whole arc of this story is, trauma, tragedy, near death. You're going to go back and be a voice, all of a sudden you're getting all of this attention coming your way.
Yeah, but
and
they
then
told
you land
me
here.
This amazing, like they told this would happen.
Yeah.
That I shouldn't worry.
Yeah.
And that I would meet the right people. That I learned also, like when I came back, my life changed, right? I was like, wow, this is all true. I had a company in Germany, and it was like corporate events, company, everything with corporate things. And it was totally like not me, an office thing,
Yeah.
And I left everything behind to become a gypsy of light, Yeah,
gypsy of light.
Yeah.
Hope brings hope to dark places. She is now a gypsy of light, and
and it's been amazing, and I've been in the 65 countries, and not only after that, but I I landed here and they told me that this would be all figured out, that I shouldn't worry and that I would know when the time arrived.
Yeah.
Because all these years I was experiencing all this pain and all this happiness as well. Because I didn't have only pain. I was always rewarded with the most amazing things that one can experience in life. You know, because I believed it was like a reward. Oh, you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Go. You know, and so when I arrived here, it was just like I was leaving LA and then I changed all my plans because I felt something very important was about to happen. And then I put the cards today, the Ganesha card, which came my past, I do my past, my present, and the outcome of this in the future with Brandon. Before I was going to do the podcast, and the cards was, what was it again? Courage. That was my past with the lion. Okay, and the presence was what I just told you in the room before. I need guidance now. I don't know what to do with this. And the second card was guidance, my presence. And I said to you as well, I was sent here to help the humanity to step into a new world. Word, yes. And the last card was promising of the future.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo! Yes! We made it. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to this. I really wish just this will impact so many people.
It will. There's someone out there, there's probably many people out there who will hear this who've been through a lot of darkness and are maybe still feeling lost in it, and they can hear just the light in your voice and how you've transmuted it, and now here you are. You earned it. You, like you said, you've earned it. You signed up. Your soul was so brave that you signed up to experience these incredibly challenging things because you were strong enough, and your soul wanted the contrast, and you're just a badass. And anyone out there listening, you are a badass if you went through and signed up for any of these things, because it didn't happen to you, it happened for you. You're the author of the story. You actually wrote the narrative.
Yeah, so keep going. It's like every time today when a problem comes, I'm like,
keep going.
Woo! Yeah. No, not even that, like, yes, thank you.
Yeah, right.
Because it's like, wow,
that's
I can
powerful.
Develop. Woo, problems. Woo, let's solve this.
This is powerful.
Wow, how can I inspire? I have one problem, one more pain. I can inspire more people through that. So I basically went back to, let's say, what I say a lot of times that I think it's funny. This way you kill negativity. This way we kill what they told me that we are in.
You don't even kill it. You transmute it into light.
That's what they told me, that I have to spread this message. We are in the urge of we have to transform, because there is this obscure energy that's moving, and it's in constant moving action, which creates other energy and more energy. And this is the negative energy. So it's nothing really, like, it's not personal, you know?
Yeah, right.
It's just like,
right.
It's like, don't give too much attention to that, in a way empowering it.
Yeah, right.
Just acknowledge that, the power of it, but without giving power to it.
Right.
So you can fight it back.
Yeah.
But it's okay to fight. But the thing is, it's not to kill. Because they told me as well, you're not going to kill this. Because I was like, okay, let's go back to Earth and let's kill it.
Let's kill the darkness.
Let's kill the darkness. And they were like, hold on. No, you know it's not this way. You have to transform it.
Yeah.
And this you do by waking people for this new dimension, by inspiring them exactly with your stories. They were all meant to be. Otherwise, it would be just, like, but anyway, what I want to say is that when problem comes, embrace it. Already be ready for it. And when you do this 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and you keep going, it becomes a habit. And I think that's the only good habit that someone can really have, which is like acceptance. Okay? Surrender, acceptance, understanding. So every time something comes to you, embrace it and be proud that this is coming for you. Because it can come into your direction. And so we are in this urge. That's the thing. We're in the urge of transformation. That's why this is the perfect moment, like planetary alignments, cosmic energy.
It is time.
It is time, people.
We don't have time to linger and be lost in the darkness.
We do, because if it happens, you just need to acknowledge that, okay, you are just right where you are, okay? Yep. This is important, Brandon. We need to understand, okay, it's not like there is no time. There is time. There's everything perfect, but you just need to understand. Okay, and just follow your heart. Like heart,
it's everything.
It's everything. That's why beats everybody. Like even the human belief system knows that the heart is what keeps you alive, right? Mm-hmm. That gives the sustenance for everything. So follow your heart.
You can do it.
You can. Yes, you can. Oh my God. I'm so happy.
This has been beautiful, Hope. You are indeed a gypsy of light. Thank you so much for sharing your vulnerable and powerful story and inspiration. I know people listening are so grateful for you to doing what you're doing. And I know we're going to see...
Be yourself. Please just
That is your superpower.
That's everyone's superpower, because they told me you will never, you will never be able to accomplish what you came in Earth for. What is your mission here in this planet by not being yourself?
Yeah. Authenticity.
Yes, you'll never know. Yeah. So you need to, it's difficult, but it's worth it. Mm-hmm. It is worth it. Mm-hmm. And more that you do, more you feel confident about it. And it's like a game. I love kind of game, like playing things. So I said, okay, this is so difficult to do, like being myself right now. But exactly because of that, I'm going to do it. Yeah. I can do this. And then oh my God, I did it. Okay, it's okay. Actually, is everything okay? You know? And then you get to know that it's okay to be yourself. And even when it's not, it was also meant to be.
Yes.
It's like everything is just aligned.
So real quick as we sort of wind down here, what is it for people who want to connect with you and thank you or just, reach out to you? What is the best way on Instagram or what is...
Well, I will give my Instagram for sure. And I think I would give my email.
Okay, sure.
Because I might change maybe the
Instagram
name. Yeah. And I think it's so important for the people that feel connected and that maybe can help me to spread this message, or with maybe other interview or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Or me helping people to in a workshop or something. For me, there is no money, okay? I'm open. I'm a gypsy. It's like... And be open to the idea that abundance in a financial form can flow to you. It's not your focus. It's a giving economy.
It comes as a byproduct. It's not your motive.
Exactly. For me, it's all about the exchange and the giving economy. Yeah. I believe in giving economy. Yeah. And I've met people that believe in this too. So that means it is possible. Yeah. When you have something that more than one person believes to be a system, you have it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I'm not asking for being paid for something. If it comes, it will be amazing, because we all need to survive some way, right? But if it doesn't, I'm more than happy to just be light there. And so...
Best way to contact.
So my contact is Living Love Light. LIVING, like Living Love Light. Mm-hmm. That's my Instagram.
Okay.
And my email. Yes.
And your email is?
Erica with a C. .Lalor, LALA. LALOR.
Hold on, say it over because you said it.
Yeah, I know. Erica with a C. .Lalor, LALOR at gmail.com.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Perfect.
We got this.
We
all got this.
Oh, Erica, Hope, Gypsy of Light, thank you for swinging by the studio. We are going to leave you guys with a song from this weekend's event. We had The World of Love, where you ended up over here.
Yeah.
We had the Human Experience perform, and then some of the band. It's amazing. Some of the band members from the Human Experience, or David is his name. his band Gone Gone Beyond, some of them were in town too, so they ended up coming and doing a song from, it was like 3 out of 4 of the band members. So I'm going to leave you guys with one of those songs. And by the way, if you guys ever want to come and experience the Mystic Manor, the magic that is this place, as I've been throwing out the last few episodes, we've had it turns out less people want to travel in March and April than many of the other months in the year. And so we've decided to put together a deal for you guys. I've had many people who wanted to come and stay here that just didn't quite have the financial resources. So what we decided to do for March and April is it's a crazy good deal. It's normally $2,950 for the week. We're allowing you guys to come for $1,333. So, I mean, you couldn't even rent a place in Venice for that, much less a Mystic Manor with all these transformational workshops and a chef and
it's totally worth
so many things happening here.
Amazing here.
Just in March and April, I just announced it last week, and a bunch of the spots are already gone, but there still are some. And you can reach out calendly.com/mystic deal. You can go there and schedule a call to figure out which date, which week, that sort of thing. Ask any questions. The link is also in the show notes here. But love to have you guys come and experience the magic of this place with me and the rest of the Optimistic fam. There's so much good going on, and it gets better with each passing week, it seems. More magic.
It's a spaceship. When I arrived here, I was like, I can't believe I'm arriving here. I felt my body like... I was like, oh my God, I'm coming into this space. It's amazing.
It's a lot of transformation is happening here. And I think, I kind of forget, I get used to it sometimes. And then I have an event like this weekend that you showed up at, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, what is this place? There's something so special about it, and
yes.
It's this energy that we're anchoring in together, it's a beacon for transformation. And I'd love for you guys to be here. And just let us know if you'd like to come. And with that being said, Gone Beyond, this is their song By the Sea. We got to hear it live and direct this weekend, and oof, it's a good one.
Oh my goodness.
Hope you guys enjoy. Until next time, journey well. Love you all so much.
Give love.
And if you're feeling the call to come for a week retreat-style Mystic Manor immersion, remember to go now and book your time to speak with me directly about stepping into the optimistic vortex at calendly.com/talkwithbrandon while there are still spots left. Otherwise, I look forward to co-creating magic with you at the Mystic Manor.
My sorries and my worries about the sea. All my past lives and my darkest lies, you and me. Feel the heavy clouds, how they're gonna fall, rain and me. All my skin is dry, so I let the waves wash over me. Wash over me. Wash over me. Only my sorries and my worries about the sea. All my past lives and my darkest lies, you and me. How young and how old, how old and how old, as the hot sun burns so heat, I keep rolling past the sea. How wild, how hard is the beat across my heart? Only my sorries and my worries about the sea. All my past lives and my is dry, so I let the waves wash over me. Wash over me. Wash over me. How young and how old, how old and how old, as the hot sun burns so heat, I keep rolling towards the sea. How wild and how hard is the beat across my heart? Only my sorries and my worries about the sea. All my past lives and my darkest lies, you and me. Feel the heavy clouds, how they're gonna fall.